Oh, that's great. Oh, hi there. Sorry, I didn't see you coming in. Apologies for that. I was doing a little bit of early evening reading, actually. This is it's a pretty good book, this, actually. It's pretty funny. If you haven't got your hands on it, you should read some of this. It's good. It's definitely very good. Worthwhile, definitely. Anyway, why am I up here? Doing something a little bit different. On this episode of Hit the Mahogany, I'm going to be covering a cocktail and its namesake, which is a gin as well. Both happen to be called Aviation. So something a little bit different. So we're going to give it a try, see how we get on. Anyway, for this one, we're going to have to use maximum effort. Oh, jeez. Oh, my knees. That landing, that was tough. Alright. So, we're doing the Aviation Cocktail. So the Aviation over the decades has gone through a few changes, mostly because of the availability of this ingredient here, Creme de Violette. I think kind of faded away. None of this, in some of the recipes, this isn't used at all. And then this has become more available over the decades, and I think Dale de Groff put it in one of his books, the Aviation, and there's been a little bit more of a resurgence of it, and the fact that we have this available now. So these bottles that we're actually going to be using within this, we've got Creme de Violet, and we've also got the Maraschino Liqueur here. These are probably things that you're not going to get through too quickly. As you can see myself, I'm not exactly necking this thing particularly quickly. So maybe these are the type of bottles you might want to get and then share with friends. Not out of the same bottle, but maybe pour it out and then, you know, put it into a cocktail or something like that. That's a good way of being able to maybe do this with the cocktails. You know, one bottle can be pretty expensive, but if you share it amongst a few people, then you can all enjoy it. Okay, so Aviation, great. What we're actually going to be using in this one is Aviation Gin. And I had a glass of gin here. Oh, here it is here actually. So I tried this. I only got this evening actually, to give it a wee shot. So just because I'm making one drink doesn't mean to say I can't drink another. So tasting this, I've already tasted a couple of these this evening already. No, not really, just one. But this one is they're basically calling it American gin, and tasting it, looking over the ingredients, there's definitely less juniper in this, but it's got a little bit more citrus, a little bit floral in there as well. There's anise coming through in the middle, and then right at the end, and I couldn't put my finger on it until I actually read the ingredients because I was trying to work out what it reminded me of, and it reminded me of root beer, and that's because it's got sarsaparilla in it as well. Now, a lot of modern root beers don't really have the true ingredients, and more flavouring that's been added to it. But this is nice. If you like root beer and you like gin, this is the gin for you. If you struggle with root beer and that kind of sarsaparilla flavour that comes in at the end, it might not be the one for you, but it's I like it. It's drinkable, pretty refreshing with the tonic layer anyway, that's for sure. So this usually uses London Dry gin, but we're using the Aviation. Aviation's actually got an interesting history. This is something, you know, I think it's probably going to get drunk all the way from Portland over to Wrexham. Ryan Reynolds actually, he invested in this quite a few years ago. And I think Ryan's one of these people who, they have a big blockbuster hit, like Green Lantern, where they're extremely successful with that. And then their kind of career tapers off a little bit. So I think he tried to sort of, split out a little bit, move into other ventures and try a few entrepreneurial things. And one of them was Aviation. And thankfully, even although his career hadn't really moved on from Green Lantern, he did pretty well with the Aviation guys, that's for sure. So we'll start with this one. It's interesting actually, as I was thinking about the Green Lantern, there was one of the guys that was in this, Mark Strong, and for goodness, I have absolutely no idea what his accent was in that film, but he's gone on to be actually very, very successful, continued to be after that blockbuster, whereas Ryan struggled a little bit more with sort of edge parts and stuff like that, just nothing really mainstream. Okay, let's start making this anyway, enough of the blabbing, okay? So this is actually 2 ounces of gin that you're going to use in this. I'm actually making 2 of these, so I am going to put in 4. That's 2 and 2. And I've had the Aviation Cocktail with other gins in it as well. It's good. It's nice. I like it. I've got lemon juice here already measured out. It's 3/4 per drink, so this is 1.5 ounces of lemon juice. That's going in there. And then what we're actually using for these two, they say a bar spoon, and a lot of times people think of a bar spoon as like this, and it's pretty flat. It's very difficult to measure this, so you know, I'd go for a teaspoon. I'm actually just going to eye this one, so you don't want too much in here of either of these. So that's 1, 2. We'll call that 2 teaspoons there, okay? And we're going to do the same with the Creme de Violette. Now you don't want to put, if you put in too much of this, it's just going to taste like Parma violets. It's just going to be way, way too strong. And even although it's a liqueur, because it's, you know, the flower, there can also be a hint of bitterness that comes through if there's too much of it. But it smells really good. So you only want about a teaspoon of this for each one. There we go, that'll do us, and that should give us a nice colour to that as well. And then 1/4 ounce of simple syrup for each one of those. So we're going to put in about 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. This is 1 to 1, same amount of sugar to water. There we go, that should do us. And that is it, nothing more than that. Ice now. Let's get some ice in here. Alright. There we go. Just want to get this chilled down. There we go. And anything, as I said before, for shaking, you do need maximum effort in doing this, definitely. So, just a good shake. A couple of glasses. That was me repeating myself there, saying the same line twice. I mean, that was just lazy writing at best, you know, it really was. Most of it because I don't write anything. Okay, we got it. Woo, chilled. That's why you get some of these insulated, but that is really chilled down nicely. Okay, shaken, double strain into, use a martini glass, a Nick and Nora type glass, coupe, whatever you prefer. I'm going to use these basically pretty small cocktail glasses for this one, and I'm going to have some extra in this actually. It's a bit of a shame. Don't worry, it won't go to waste, that's for sure. Okay, there we go. It's that poured there. Garnish Cherry. Let's go for that. Put one on top there, just touches the top nicely. That one there. Looks really good. Those are the Luxardo cherries, really, really nice. So, great colour. What's interesting is the cherry actually bleeds into it a little bit when you put it on there. But that is a fantastic looking drink. Apologies, it's not the same colours as Wrexham outfit, but you know what? Let's give this a shot anyway, okay? Alright, cheers. Oh, that's good. It's not too floral. You're not used to it though. It will come across a little bit maybe on the heavy side. Just a nice balance. Lemon juice cuts through the sweetness, brightens up. And then the Aviation gin actually in that is, you kind of lose a bit of that sarsaparilla flavour in it because you've got the lemon juice and everything else that's actually going into this. Seems to partner pretty well though. Really does. Yeah, I'm enjoying that. Definitely, definitely. So that's good, you know. It's good to see that Ryan's been trying out a few of these different things. I mentioned Wrexham there as well because he's got a little bit of investment in the Wrexham Football Club, and hopefully they have some success with him as well. Clearly, the challenges with the career and his ongoing niggling with a few of the, other sort of A-list members of Hollywood and stuff like that. He goes backwards and forwards with a lot of them. Maybe it's because some of them have been more successful in the future than he's been, but it's good to see that he's been successful with something like gin and hopefully the football as well, so kudos to him. That's really, really good. Anyway, enough of that. Enjoy your aviations. And cheers. See you later. Still here? Done? Alright. I'll take this drink and I'll take one of those as well. Alright, cheers. See you later.